Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all of you are fine. After so long, we are starting with the lecture today. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. Today, we are going to start with the chapter circles. So let me tell you how we are proceeding now. Chapter 10, then chapter 8, then chapter 9. So this way, first of all, we are doing these three chapters: circles, trigono, and some application of trigono. Take out your fair notebook, write the date, chapter name, chapter number, and start. And today we are starting with the definition, basic things before starting with the chapter circles. So I'm just waiting for the students to join. One more minute, then we'll start with the class. Make sure your video should be on. And this you have to write. Yes, I'm good. This you have to write. Now, starting with the basic definitions that you might have done earlier. So first of all, the definition of a circle. A circle is a collection of all points in a plane, is a collection of all points in a plane which are at a constant distance from a fixed point. We can write here, we should write here, no, distance is not making sense. Constant distance from a fixed point. Note it down. It got disconnected due to some network error. I hope it is visible now. Start writing the definitions. Be quick, don't waste time. I'll explain you side by side. Okay then. Yeah. Good afternoon, those who have come. Now, here, just write the definition. After this, we have the another definition, secant, a line which intersects a circle into two distinct points. So let me draw here a figure. You also have to draw this figure. So here we have the center of the circle, let it be point O. And let us draw here a secant, which I am talking about in the definition. This is a secant. This is a line. This is not a line segment, a line which intersects. Yes, we have to write in fair notebook, Jay Bhatia. So a line which intersects a circle into two distinct points. Normally we call it as secant. So let it be AB. So this secant is intersecting the circle at 2 points A and B. So I'm writing here, this is secant. Okay. Now after that we have a tangent. The tangent word here is very important that you should know. Because this chapter is all means we are talking about, we'll be talking about tangent in this chapter, tangent of a circle. And even we have a construction chapter in which we have to draw tangents in of a circle. So what is a tangent? A line intersecting circle at only one point. Means how it is possible? So I am making a line which is intersecting circle at only one point. So look here. So it intersects the circle at only one point. Let it be point C and let it be EF. So EF is a tangent which intersects circle at point C. So a line intersecting circle at only one point is known as tangent to the circle. Note it down, note down the three definitions. Then we'll talk about a little detail of tangent. This is all about tangent. And you have to write the same in your fair notebook. Then we'll start with the theorems and the basic things regarding the chapter so that we can understand this chapter. This chapter is very easy and short. We have only two exercises, where the first exercise is all about fill-ups and all. And we have the main exercise, that is second exercise, that is 10.2. And with only 13 questions, including 3 MCQs. So we have 10 main questions in the chapter, which you have to do, and which are the most important question according to even board's point of view. You'll get to know. I'll keep on telling you how many times a question comes earlier in boards from NCERT from this chapter. So tangent, a point intersecting circle at only one point, is called tangent to a circle. Now points related to tangent. Now keep on listening it very carefully. The point at which tangent intersects the circle. The point at which tangent intersects the circle. So which is that point where tangent is intersecting a circle? That is point C. So this point C is known as point of contact. You can write here, according to the figure, it is point C. Okay, this point C is called as point of contact. Where the tangent meets the circle is known as point of contact. You should know this because in question this language will be used, and you should be able to understand the language, okay, when we'll do the questions. Now, three basic things related to tangent, three main features related to tangent. Now, you should also think on this. There is one and only one tangent pass through a point lying on a circle. Means if you want to draw a tangent from this point, then only one tangent is possible. And if you want to draw one more tangent from this point, then it is not possible. Maybe you're thinking, sir, no, sir, it is possible. See, let me draw one more tangent from this point. It is not possible. This line will come inside and it will intersect at 2 points on the circle. Okay, and it will become a secant. So this tangent will become a secant if you will pass any other line from this point. So EF is the only tangent which is possible from point C. Now there is a difference. Secant intersect the circle at 2 points and tangent intersect the circle at only 1 point. And from 1 point only one tangent is possible. This is the thing. From 1 point only one tangent is possible. If you are making one more tangent from that point, then it is not possible. It will get converted into secant. See this, I have tried to make one more tangent from here, but I got 2 points intersecting on the circle. So this is a secant, this is not a tangent. So it is not possible at all. So that's why. So this is proved. Second point. Now third, there are exactly two tangents passing through a point lying outside a circle. See, what is this? I am just explaining this third point here. If you want to make the figure, you can draw in your notebook. Otherwise, you can understand from here what I am trying to say from this third point. So they are talking about outside a circle. Sorry. See, there are 3 points: on the circle, outside the circle, and inside the circle. On the circle, there is only one tangent possible, which passed through a point on the circle. And if I'm talking about a point outside the circle, let it be point P. And I am trying to make here two tangents, one this and one this here. So here, this is also a tangent because it passes from a circle and it is intersecting the circle at only one point. So here this PQ is the tangent to the circle, and this PR is also the tangent to the circle. Are you clear with this? And this is a point which lying outside the circle. So from a point outside the circle, you can draw only two tangents from a single point. If you want to draw a tangent from a single point, then only two tangents are possible. The third tangent you will not be able to make. This is the third point we are talking about. See, these again, I am telling you that these are the basic things that you should know before starting the chapter. So that's why I'm explaining this to you. Now, the fourth point, there is no tangent passing through point lying inside the circle. From inside the circle, if you are passing any line, then tangent is not possible, because from a point inside the circle, no, there is no tangent possible. Tangent is only possible on the circle. See, these Q and R points are lying on the circle. Okay, so inside the circle, tangent is not possible. This is all again result into secant. This is a secant which intersecting a circle into 2 points. I hope this is clear. So I'm rubbing it. So fourth point is clear. Now the fifth point. I hope you have written also till now. The length of the segment of the tangent. Now this is a segment. You know, no, line segment. A line segment has two endpoints. So this is a segment from P, starting point, Q as the end point. Do not see this line after Q. Okay, why? Because the length of tangent is from P to Q only. If you're talking about what is the length of the tangent, then you have to measure with the help of scale from P point to only Q point. Do not look at the line after this. Okay, this will not be considered for measuring the length of the tangent. Length of the tangent will be measured only from P to Q. So length of the segment of the tangent from external point to the point of contact. This I have told you already that this is known as the point of contact. I have explained here. So from external point to point of contact, this is known as the length of the tangent. Length of tangent. I hope these basic things are clear. Now we are starting with the theorems related to tangent of a circle. Note it down. If it is written, then let me know. I'll start with the next part. If any confusion you have related to these things which I have written here, you can ask. Yes, we have to write down. Now you are asking Devansh. In the beginning, I have told that we have to write down these in the fair notebook. It's okay. You can take the screenshot, Devansh, and later on you can write then. But it should be there in your fair notebook. Okay, I'm waiting for 1 more minute. Write it down, the rest of the students. Ankur is asking by the time, sir, what is the meaning of this point fifth? The length of the segment. Just see carefully, Ankur, what I am saying. The length of the segment. This segment means any line segment we are talking about. Okay, that's it. Now, with segment of a tangent, now you have to look at the tangent. Now, this is a tangent. See this. Let this be point S. So, PS is the tangent. Fine. Now, we have not to just look at PS. We have to look at the segment of the tangent. Means we have to look at the line segment of the tangent. And what is line segment? Which have two endpoints. So this is the starting point, and here we do not have any end point at S. This is showing that this can be extended infinitely. Fine. So we have an end point here. So from P to R, this is known as the length of the tangent. So look here, the length of the segment of the tangent, the length of the segment of the tangent from external point to point of contact. This is external point, the point outside the circle, external point, and this is the point of contact of tangent and circle. So from external point to point of contact, whatever distance is this distance is known as the length of the tangent. That's it. Yeah, fine. Now, heading forward to the next part. In exams also, I have seen some students are studying, some of the students performance has gone down also. So now whatever next exam will going to held, as far as it is visible from government point of view, central government decisions and all, it will be offline exams for you. Our next exams, it can be means I am 99% sure that it will be offline exams, as you might have heard. Okay, so be prepared for the next. Whatever you have done till now, it was only 7 chapters. Now there will be 15 chapters in total. So okay, keep on revising the old syllabus, and with that we are doing the new syllabus. Nista, that we don't know, you will get the message regarding that if there will be any, okay, from the school. Otherwise, we are continuing with the online classes right now. Okay, now write the heading theorems. There are two most important theorems related to chapter. There are only two theorems, so that's why the chapter is easy, less to learn and less to solve, and easy to complete the chapter. That's it. So the first theorem is, right, theorem 1. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at point of contact. Now you know that what is point of contact. I have told you. Whenever they'll talk about point of contact, you should uh, be click in your mind that point of contact means the point where tangent and circle meet or intersects. That only one point where tangent and circle intersects. Okay, that is point of contact. So the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at point of contact. It means tangent and radius makes perpendicular, means makes 90-degree with each other whenever they comes in contact. Okay, so let us draw the figure. Make a circle. Make the center. Let the center be point O and make a tangent. So here we have the point of contact. So let it be PQ. So the tangent is PQ and the point of contact be A. Okay. Right, given a circle, what is given to us according to the theorem, a circle with center O and PQ is tangent at point A. What do you mean by at point A? It means point of contact is A. Okay, so PQ is a tangent with point of contact A, and we have a circle with center O. That's it. This is only given as per the figure. Now, and one more thing we can draw as per the figure. They're talking about radius at point of contact. So radius should reach point of contact. So I am making radius till this point of contact. So I have made this radius, OA being the radius, to prove that this radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. So go with the construction part. Take a point B on PQ. So on tangent PQ, we are taking one more point B. And let us join them. Proving is also easy. And let this point be point C. Okay, this point is C, this A and this B. Join OB. That's it. Now this is construction. Now proof. Now let me tell you how many times this theorem have appeared in the board. 2007, 2009, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. And after that, I have the data till here. That till 2015, it was in this sequence from 2007 to 2015. So many a times this theorem have come, and the theorem proving is also easy and it is also important. Okay, now let us start with this. C lies on line OB. So C lies on line segment OB. So therefore, OB is obviously greater than OC. And we can write here the axiom that you have read in 9th, whole is greater than the part. See, there should be a reason always. So whole is greater than the part. So therefore, OB is greater than OC. Also, OC is equal to OA, radii of the same circle. If you have any confusion in this, you can ask. OA and OC both are radii. So that's why OA and OC are equal radii of same circle. So therefore, in place of OC, we can write OA also. It means OB is greater than OA. Or we can say that this line OA, which we have to prove perpendicular line, it is shorter than OB. Or we can write that OA is shorter than OB. Are you clear with this? In the same way, we can write similarly for any other point on PQ, OA will be the shortest distance no, Ankur will prove by this method. If you have proved by any other method, you can send on WhatsApp. I'll see that. Then I'll explain you whether the method is correct or wrong. OA will be the shortest distance. Yes or no? See, I have took this point B on PQ. And OB, we have proved that OB is greater than OA, or we have written that OA is shorter than OB. If I'll take any other point here or here, those all lines will be greater than OA, obviously. So OA will be the shortest distance. And shortest distance is what? You all know that what is shortest distance? So shortest distance between write this again. Shortest distance between a point and a line is perpendicular distance. Very basic. So therefore, OA distance, which is the shortest distance, is perpendicular on PQ. Therefore, OA is perpendicular to PQ. Hence, proof. That's it. This much. And this is related to somewhere in 9th you have done inequalities of triangle, the last exercise of the triangle. That this part is greater than this, or this part is shorter than this. See, this much is the only proving. Very short. Then you have to justify with 2-3 lines, then write the final answer. I am explaining it again one more time. 1-2 students are asking. By the time, write it down. Then we'll do the next theorem also. I'm explaining now. See once everyone on the screen. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at point of contact. They're saying that tangent and radius will be perpendicular always. Tangent and radius, when they'll meet, they'll make perpendicular always. So how we can prove this? So writing the given part, then to prove, then write construction. In construction, take a point B on this PQ. See, we have one point A on this PQ, so I have took one more point B on this PQ. Fine. No, as I have to prove that OA is the shortest distance. Shortest distance means it is perpendicular on PQ. So that's why I have took B point on PQ. Now see this C lies on OB. How I have started the proving. See this C lies on OB. Obviously we can write that OB is greater than OC because C is shorter than OB. It is clearly visible. We can write here that the whole is greater than the part. So OB is the full line and OC is just the part of the line. So OB is greater than OC. Now we can say that OC and OA are radii of the same circle. So in place of OC, we can write OA. Now we can say that OB is greater than OA, or we can say that OA is shorter than OB. Now it is proved that OA is shorter than OB. If I'll take any other point here, for example, point D, then OA will be shorter than OD. If I'll take any other point E here, then obviously OA will be shorter than OE. In this way, will be able to prove no. Multiple times we can prove the same thing with any other line on PQ. So in this way, we can say that see this similarly for any other, just right here I have not written point, right here point. Similarly for any other point on PQ, OA will be the shortest distance. If you will take any other point on PQ, no, and you will compare, if you will compare with OA, then OA will be the shortest distance. And shortest distance means a perpendicular distance. So that's why OA is perpendicular to PQ. That's it. Is it clear now? And tell me if you have written. Okay, good. If it is clear. Now we are moving on to the next and the even more important theorem as per CBSE board's examination point of view, as it has repeated the most number of times. So moving on to next. Theorem second. And it has come in boards like 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. Like this. So repetition of the theorem is like this, more than that. So theorem 2, right? Theorem 2, the length of tangents drawn from external point and external point to a circle are equal. So this figure also we have made earlier while explaining you the meaning of tangent. I have made the figure. So they're talking about length of tangent drawn from external point to a circle, and it is written tangent. So how many tangents we can draw from external point? 2 tangents. Yes. So we can draw 2 tangents to a circle from external point. So let us draw the 2 tangents. First this and second this way. Let us consider here a center. Let it be O as usual. Let this be P, this be Q, and this point be R. So what is given to us? Given PQ and PR are tangents to the circle. To the circle with center O, then to prove that the length of the tangents are equal. We have to prove that PQ and PR are equal. Obviously, we'll prove this by congruency. In construction, you can write that join PO, OR, and QO. Or we can write OQ. Joining the lines. Now the previous theorem will help us to prove this theorem. Now, what was the previous theorem? That the radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Yes. That the radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. See this. The radius and tangent should always be perpendicular to each other. So they will always make 90. So this will write in proving. Right? Proof. Yes. So writing since this is the theorem 1 I am writing. Since radius is perpendicular to tangent at point of contact. Just write it down fast because we have only 2 minutes left. Then lecture will get over. Radius is perpendicular to tangent at point of contact. Therefore, OR is perpendicular to PQ and OQ is perpendicular. Sorry, OR is perpendicular to PR and OQ is perpendicular to PQ. Now take the two triangles. If you are able to prove, let us see. In triangle POQ and triangle POR, OQ and OR are equal radii of same circle. It is written same. After that, let it be angle 1 and 2. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2, each 90. And after that, PO is equal to PO. Common. So which congruence criteria we have used here? Here PO is common, but it is what? Hypotenuse also. And this is right angle and this is side. RHS, not SAS. So therefore, triangle POQ is congruent to triangle POR by RHS. And by CPCT, you can write that PQ and PR are equal. So this is done. And the lecture is also over. You can take a screenshot if you have not written and write it down in your notebook. Tomorrow we'll start with the exercise. This is easier than the earlier one because students find congruency easier. Bye. I'm ending the meeting.